Okay, round 6. We are on the draw again. Opponent mulligan to 6, which should be good for us given we've got Inquisition, Thoughtseize. At this hand, obviously it's 4 1-drops, 2 lands, and a Lingering Souls, which is awesome, and drew another Lingering Souls. So, let's see. Celestial Colonnade tells me obviously some kind of blue-white control deck, whether it's Jeskai or otherwise. What I'm going to do is I think I'm going to lead with Legion's Landing and just start getting in there. I'm going to get a Godless Shrine so that next turn I can Thoughtseize and Inquisition if I want to. But I don't think I need to hit a turn 1 discard spell. Life to play 2 life, yes. I don't think there's anything required on turn 2. A Colonnade just by default means it's not going to be a faster combo deck that I want to start tearing apart their hand immediately. So I think we're safe to just start getting in there a little bit, let them draw. I was kind of hoping they'd do something like a Serum Visions or something like that so I could get a little more information. Let's hit. So the consideration here is that they might counterspell one of these. And even though obviously I'd rather not lose 2 life rather than counter the Thoughtseize and then cast Inquisition, the life is less relevant than maybe taking something better that Inquisition cannot hit. So, okay. So Snapcaster, I'm not going to take their Ops, definitely taking Snapcaster. And given that I do want to tap out for Souls next turn, I am going to Thoughtseize their Cryptic Command. Now the question is, do I care to shock myself? Does it matter if I shock myself? So next turn I'm going to fetch a basic potentially anyway, or this turn I fetch a basic, next turn I shock myself. I'm going to do it now because I have no basics, but against blue-white, obviously life total doesn't matter too much, and also game 1 they're going to have Path to Exiles, and they may be hitting me with Ghost Quarters or hitting my Shame Events with Ghost Quarters. It's nice to have basics to fetch out when they do that, and not bust all my basic lands out, and then have nothing to show with the pass. Okay, so they're Jeskai. So obviously the 2 Ops means now I have 2 unknown cards in their hand. If there was something less good than Cryptic Command, I would have saved the Thoughtseize for another turn where they have more cards in their hand, and the Thoughtseize might be able to pick something better, but taking Cryptic is, I think, is important enough that I'd be okay with. That doesn't bother me to not. I mean, I just want to use mana. Like I said, this turn and the next few turns I'm going to need my 3 mana, so. Given their Jeskai and they have a Colonnade out, maybe my life total matters a little bit. But that's probably it. No more. There's no Blood Moon threat here, it's just more of a life total just in case. Like I said, they could easily just hit with a Colonnade and then Bolt, Snap Bolt, or Bolt, Helix, Snapcaster, flash 1 back, and, you know, kind of deal you 12 damage out of nowhere. Alright. So, if I had a 1 mana play, obviously I would do that, and then flash back the Souls, Could also flashback the souls now. But now that I know they're tapped out, the other option is just leaving open. Yeah, because I could leave open start finish for a sweeper or something, but if they have a sweeper, the 3 tokens isn't a big deal. Alright, well, we have to kill something now. So they definitely gave me an opening there, so I forgot to activate Vent. I think activating Vent is somewhat important so I can attack with 3 creatures, even if they shoot one. I forgot, but because they cracked a fetch land, I had an opening to do that. It's cryptic, yeah, but it's fine. Tap draw. Okay. Okay, I'm okay with this. I'm not gonna. I don't need to path anything. I don't need the land. I gotta save the path for a colonnade. Obviously, they could have had a bolter, a helix, or a path exile, and so that's what I was playing around by activating. So here, either make the same play. Well, I think I have enough to do with my mana that I can try to flip this later, given I have 2 souls, and I'll keep the Vent up. So I'm going to go ahead and do this. And then I can keep over and start to finish. And it should let me flip next turn. Yes. It would be funny if I did have a land to play this turn, because then I could activate Vent and hit them, but so now only question is whether I want to flashback a souls and just not show them the start finish that's in my hand so they don't know what's in it, but I think there's less outs for them if I do this. Obviously now they can counter my start finish if that's what they drew, and then I'm delaying another turn. Oh no, I'm not delaying another turn. So if they counter this, then I activate the Vent and then I attack with all 3 and then flip. Okay. So they would need to kill 2 things, and they can't do that. They can cryptic. They can snap cryptic even. Cool. I think the Lingering Souls are better protected in my graveyard. Then in my hand, so I have 2 options. I can either, well, 3, I can cast the souls from my hand, cast from my graveyard, or just wait and hold up Ascanta. Might do that, because that gives me 5 creatures, which puts them dead in 2 turns, or in 1 turn if I draw an Anthem. And still dead in 2 turns if they draw a removal spell because I have the Shaman Vent. Cool. Yeah, and with a Path to Exile in my hand, that other colonnade wasn't doing much anyway, so we're good here. Cool. This is a, well, I think Jeskai's better. That straight blue-white control with the Planeswalkers is a little tougher. This version, Jeskai's probably better for us. So, Souls is great, Bitter Blossom's great, Brutality's great, Discards are great, Legion's Landing's great. I like Start Finish a lot just to play around sweepers. Planeswalker's great. So all this is in for should specify. Brutality is not necessarily great, just all the discards good. And then Virtues, important against Jace Architect. It's important against Staticaster, Pyroclasm, although they're probably playing Anger of the Gods, in which case this is not going to be enough anyway. Push and Path are kind of necessary for Colonnades, even though I have a Field of Ruin and 4 Ghost Quarters. Well, let's see what I want to bring in. It's basically, I don't think I need Fragmentize. It's Rest in Peace, probably not as good, even though it gets rid of their Snapcasters and potentially search for Escanta. Us being able to flashback souls is really good, so I'm going to take that away. So it's really just Surgical, and I think it's good enough, because if you can Ghost Quarter a Colonnade once, then this is great. Even just taking away their Snapcaster hits, taking away their Cryptic Commands, whatever their win condition is, we should be able to take it away. So that means push is less, well, let's do this. We're going to cut. Push should hit everything. It hits the Colonnades. And I'd rather Fatal Push a Snapcaster than Path to Exile if I have to. I don't think I'll ever have to. It's really just for Trencher Key or Hulk if they have it. That's about it. So I think I'll just shave the Spectral Procession. As much as I don't want to cut threats, it's just a little too clunky and, again, more problematic with sweepers, which is how they're going to catch up. So yeah, Path hits Gearhulk if they have it. If they're a Through the Breach Emrakul deck, I don't think Path hits Emrakul anyway. I have to read Emrakul again, but I think we're kind of in trouble there regardless. Oh boy. This hand's not good, but it may be okay. Like, Soren's a good threat against them. Obviously, a discard spell's good. 6-card hand could just be like, yeah. I think a 6-card hand's better. I'm on the draw anyway. This hand is much better. Much, much better. I think I'll bottom. Well, no. I'll leave it on top. We're okay there. I want to be able to cast this on 3, but I would assume in 2 and 3 turns I'd draw another land, theoretically. It's kind of nice to be able to pitch a land. Yeah, that may have been a mistake. We'll see. So here, if they have repeats of a card, I can... So Odd Remand, Snapcaster, Wrath. So... good to know that I could potentially just snag a... Like I could Surgical a Snapcaster now. I might just wait. Well, Thoughtseize their Wrath first. We'll see. Card on bottom. Okay, so they drew their land. Ooh, well, they're just going to remand a Bitter Blossom, so let's go ahead and do this. Yep. I don't know why they would opt first. So I'll pick Wrath or Cryptic. Start Finish is going to get under their Cryptic. Bitter Blossom is going to get under that. Take Remand. Cryptic. Wrath might not be good enough, which is great. And now the question is whether I want to Surgical either of those two cards. I haven't seen their decks, so I don't quite know what their win conditions are. That would change things. And could make them next turn Snapcaster opt. If I hit them with Surgical, they'd want to do that, and that'll give me a window to resolve my Bitter Blossom. I don't think that needs to happen. Let's just go Surgical Snapcaster. We'll call it. So I took one in their hand, two in their library, one there. Okay. So, 2 Verdicts, Helix, they do have an Ahiri, they do have Emrakul, okay. 2 Cryptics, well that would have changed. Through the Breach, 4 Through the Breach, and a Timely. 4 Breach, 1 Nahiri, 4 Emrakul, okay. They do have a Skanta. Okay, so... Sir, I mean, it's good to know, basically. It's the only Wrath, and they have 2 Verdicts, probably main in the Wrath sideboard. 2 more Cryptics. Okay. So they are Through the Breach on the cool deck. So basically, the only thing that changes there is that we can't just sit around on a Bitter Blossom. We are going to need to try and win pretty fast. Obviously they have to draw both pieces of their combo, but it's usually what the deck's good at, given the ops and Serum Visions and whatnot. Top and drops. Hopefully just top to land. Alright, so we'll do this. If they counter it, next turn we'll go Bitter Blossom. Yep, remains fine. This is excellent. Yeah, it doesn't matter. So they don't have Mana Leak, mana up. Nor did I see any Mana Leaks, but don't care about path. So this will allow us to win faster, so you don't have to worry about a Wrath anymore. Or don't have to worry about the Wrath that's in their hand anymore. Perfect. So drew a path to, or just a path and a land in their hand. I'm not going to use the path. I'm not going to use the Inquisition, sorry. Plenty happy if they cast Path to Exile on one of my creatures. If I draw an Intangible Virtue or something that actually speeds the clock up, I might take the path, because now we're talking more damage. Aha! know they're 2 cards, so. Okay, and is it just draw and discard? Okay, will wait. See what they do. This, and the question is whether or not if they activate, I will Ghost Corner in response. If they don't, then that's fine. Yep. At this point, I don't need to save it for Colonnade. I'm just trying to save. Unless they draw a rat, I just don't want them to search through their deck to try to find a Supreme Verdict or get to their combo any faster. Colonnade does not scare me at this point. Yep. So Inquisition does not hit through the breach, which is unfortunate. Nor does it hit Supreme Verdict. So it's really just draw spells, in which case they would have cast those by now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 creatures already. So going up to 9 on the end step would be good because it makes any just regular removal spells irrelevant. Obviously makes Cryptic better for them because they could tap my team down, and obviously it makes Supreme Bird irrelevant. Also, if they cast it, then we do this at end step, and then the clock gets slower, but so be it. Anyway, Vitality's good. Cool. All right, looking better. 5 and 1's good. Very happy with that. We'll be back for what should be the 7th and final round, and then hopefully top 8.